My name is Frank Paul, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to tell you about the excellent care that I have received at Natural Horizons. I've been coming here about 6 months, and I started with a PSA of 10, and now it's down to 3.2. How did I happen to pick Natural Horizons? Well, going to my present urologist for many years, the treatment that he was giving me was no longer working, and my PSA started to climb. Eventually, as I said, it reached a high of about 10, and I was very worried. And so I spoke to the urologist, and he increased the medication or the drugs, whatever he was giving me, and to no avail. So I, again, went to several other doctors in my area, which is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and found that what they offered me was similar to what I was getting. And I figured I got to find a place to go where I can really get help. Thanks to my son, who checked the internet, he came across Natural Horizons. Now, Natural Horizons is located in Virginia, which is over 100 miles from Philadelphia. But when you have something like a dread disease like I have, distance becomes no problem. So we decided to go to Virginia, and we hopped the train, we took the metro, we took a subway, but whatever we did, we got there. And we're very fortunate to speak to Dr. Lee. And Dr. Lee really impressed me. He told me about the Greek test that they have that really will pinpoint how to treat you. And to me, this was new because nobody ever told me about this before. And I said, well, explain to me exactly how it works. And he says, well, we take a sample of your blood, and we pack it in ice, we send it to Greece. I said, Greece? He said, yeah, that's where they have the treatment. So I said, fine, let's go for it. So they took a sample of my blood, sent it to Greece. Now what Greece does, they take that sample and they break it down into maybe 20 or more individual distant little parts. Each part is tested against a drug that may be able to fight the malignancy in that particular part. In my case, I was very fortunate, because out of all the drugs they tested, 3 of them were working. And the results were sent back from Greece to Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee didn't have to guess anymore. He knew exactly what to give me because they had been proven. So I said, well, what do we do from now? He said, well, each week I'm going to give you one of the drugs. We're going to vary them, and you're going to see what happens. And sure enough, my PSA started to come down. And over a 6 months period, it came down to 3.2 from 10. And I was feeling better, lost a few pounds, but I feel good. And another great thing about the test, the Greek test, the chemo that I was getting, rather, instead of giving you a full chemo, they only give you 10%. And Dr. Lee said, well, now you're not going to lose your hair, and you'll have very little side effects. And as you can see, I did not lose my hair, and side effects were negligible to me. And that was very pleasing. And also, I have to tell you, they have a great doctor. They have a very great nursing staff and a nice nutritionist who also will give you advice. The advice she gave me was stay away from sugar, stay away from bread, stay away from cheese and dairy products, because they cause cancer to spread. And so I took her advice, and again, all I can say, I'm very happy, and I hope what I have just mentioned to you, spoke to you about, will help some people that may have the same problem I did.